And we are live. Hello, replay crew. Replay crew. Today's date is Wednesday, Hump Day, June 26, I believe. Can't believe it. It's almost July. That is crazy. And next week will be July 4th. And I don't have to work that day. I've been at the U.S. Post Office now for over a month. And I think July 4th I actually get paid for. I haven't had a paid holiday in I can't remember how many years. Last time was when I worked at J&R. That's been what, over 20 years ago? 20, maybe 30 years? I think it's been 30, almost 30. 20 something years. Can't be 30. I'm only 42, almost 43. But so yeah, it's been over 20 years since I've had a paid holiday. So I'm looking forward to that. That's a long time to not have paid holidays. And yesterday was my second day, full day being alone and doing the window at the post office. Today will be my third day. So I'm starting to really get in the groove and get know where things are, and I'm still learning a bit, but every day is a chance to learn more and more things. I'm working basically 4.5 hours every day, 6 days a week. I get Sundays off, and Saturday, it's usually I work the afternoons, but Saturday I work the morning. So I almost get a weekend off, because you work the morning on Saturday, then you're free the rest of the day Saturday, and then the rest of the day Sunday. So it's almost a weekend off. Almost. So that's that. And they were trying to get me more hours, but elsewhere. I called up the postmaster there. She said she'd call me back, and she didn't. And a week before that, my supervisor sent her an email. So it's like, I don't know. It's like walking on eggshells. Supposedly she needs a lot of help in the mornings, but it's a different area, so maybe she doesn't quite need the help that bad. So that's why she's ghosting me, which makes sense because I'm not really supposed to work in another district as a PSC unless they really, really, really need me. So maybe they don't yet really, really, really need me. Because if they really, really need me, and then they could, but otherwise they're not supposed to. They're just supposed to get someone else there that's it's a whole union thing. So I'm kind of like putting that in the back burner. If it happens, it happens. If not, whatever. Eventually, I know I'm going to be sourced other places. It's just bound to happen. I see in the emails there's a lot of people that are looking for people each day in the area because someone calls out and they have nobody, or someone's gonna call out, or they're on vacation, sick leave. Every day in the email, I see something. So, but I'm not really 100%. I'm just learning. So, just I just finished learning, so-called learning, but every day I'm learning something new. That's just how it is. The training for me, it wasn't the best. I like hands-on training, and the first first training I got was hands-on, but it was like wasn't that good. And I don't want to throw anyone under the bus specifically. It's just since since unless you have the school training, you're not really supposed to have any be at the window at all. So they'd show me a little bit, but I couldn't really operate the window without them there, and they were taking charge of them actually operating the window, not me. So it's like you can only watch, and then when you try doing it later, and then they're gone. So it's a bit crazy. Then when I went to school, the training there was a lot of it wasn't practical that you'd use in a daily basis. It's like they train you, and then it's the real world is different. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like they're training you for something that's not practical. It's like, oh, you should know this, but this will just be on the test. You have to pass the test to keep the job, but most of it you're not going to really worry about after this. So that's that. So then after that training, which I passed about 2 weeks ago, then the second week they were still there, and there was a holiday, and then my first real official day alone was this week on, was it Monday? Yeah, Monday. Because on Saturday, still someone came in at the end. So it was Monday. Because training was Tuesday. Last day was Tuesday of last week, and then Wednesday was a holiday, and then Thursday and Friday someone was there. Saturday, someone showed up at the end of the day, and then Monday and Tuesday I was alone this week, which is good. And then today's Wednesday, so I'll be alone today, I think, unless somebody shows up. But you have like they drop off the mail before I get there, and then when it comes time to close, they pick up the mail before I leave. Usually before I leave. Sometimes I leave before they do, but generally speaking, I'm still there when they leave with the mail. But it doesn't really matter. So we got one person here that comes in and out. It's pretty funny. They're there, they're not. They're there, they're not. But it's a weird time. Most people are working right now. It's Wednesday, midday, 11:20 in the East Coast, or on the West Coast, people are just getting up and going to work. So I don't really expect that many people be up right now anyway. I'm having coffee, waking myself up because I'm tired. And supposedly I'm going to see my sister and her daughter, my niece. Yes, I'm an uncle. And her husband. I think he's also coming up. I'm not sure. I think so. Yeah, he's definitely coming up because they're seeing my sister's best friend and her kids and husband, so I'm sure he's coming up. And so I get to see them this weekend. Looking forward to that. I just got to find out when. I just got to make sure she knows my schedule. That's that. And oh yeah, with work. Today is the second day of contract negotiations with my union. The contract is up. American Postal Workers Union. Their contract is up in September of this year, and this is the largest contract for this year, 2024, for any union in the country, the APWU, American Postal Workers Union. I'm sure there's other contracts that have more union members at stake, just not in 2024. So we're the largest one, I think, in 2024 that's up for renewal. Whether it gets renewed in 2024, I hope so. But I hope we get a good deal. I hope they don't cave. There's 3 policies that I remember offhand. I'm sure there's other sticking points. One is better wages. Another is make sure we have good health insurance, because they're trying to dismantle the health insurance with the post office and give us some crap, probably. But they're not saying what it is yet. But generally speaking, when they're trying to give you something else, it's usually a bad deal. So we don't know what it is yet. It hasn't been finalized or hasn't been proposed yet what it would be. So we hope they don't just throw us under the bus. But it looks, generally speaking, it looks like that's the way everything's going. They're not going to make it better. I doubt it. That's just my personal opinion, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's a better plan. I really do, because health insurance is very costly. So let's hope it's good, whatever comes out of it. And then lastly, one that's also very important is the 2-tiered wage system that's currently in place. I'm a PSC. It's a postal support employee. I don't have as good of health insurance that they would give me, so I didn't. Since I have a different health insurance plan right now, and which will go through the end of the year, so I didn't elect to get any of the postal insurance that they were gonna health insurance, which would cost, I think, $125 every month. They come about $62.50 or so every 2 weeks, deducted from paycheck. But since I had free health insurance, because I wasn't making much before all this, I qualified through the end of the year for it. So I'm like, great, sign me up. So I'm already signed up for it, for the free thing I had before. And that's with New York State Department of Health, what people like to call the Obama insurance. But to tell you the truth, I'd rather have free Obama insurance than no insurance. And they just give it to me free because I haven't been making much money. So all you haters out there, I really don't care. It's better than no insurance. So I have that. I could have paid $62.50, but why would I pay $62.50 for an insurance that isn't as good? Yeah, that's the other thing. The 2-tier system, the first year your health insurance isn't as good, and then it gets better after a year of working there. So you have the health insurance, which is not as good, the pay is not as good, and the benefits in general is not as good. As a postal service employee, I'm non-career. That means I don't get any pension, no retirement plan. So you have to become career. So I'm trying to become career, but that takes time. So I'm trying to get there quicker. The quicker I can get there into a career job, the quicker I can start putting money into my future pension, God willing, knock on wood. Let's hope it works out. I hope so, but I've only been there for like a month or so, so I have to be there 90 working days before I become at least harder to get rid of, The 90 working days, they can get rid of you for the littlest thing. If you don't dot your I or cross your T's, they can get rid of you. You know, I'm making a few mistakes, but it's natural because I'm a new employee. But hopefully they can overlook the mistakes I make, and it goes well. You know, the supervisor I have says you're a new employee, you're gonna make mistakes. You made a ton of mistakes at first, so I hope I do it right. But we'll see. We'll see. So that's the update here, and I really hope we get a good contract. I'm praying that I hang in there past the 90 days, so it becomes more likely. Oh, and since my contract's a year, it's 360 days, and then there's a 5-day break where I don't get paid, and they generally will invite you back. If they don't invite me back, I have to grieve it with the union, I guess. I don't know, but most likely they say come back. You know, so it's like technically you're not fired, not technically fired. Hey, thank you, Kasamba PH. So technically, after the contract, just talking about work, ends after 360 days, you're like in limbo for 5 days, and then most likely they invite you back because they need all the help they can get right now, and the whole employment process is so convoluted. You know, I never even was interviewed. I took like an exam, personality test exam, and then on the job, and then they had training, which was, in my opinion, was not the best for the position. You know, wasn't really related. Yes, thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Kasamba PH. Let's see. Whoops. I don't know why it makes it there. I don't know why it keeps doing that where it like totally messes up when I hit the comments, the screen goes crazy. So I can't really hit the comments. I gotta figure out, maybe that's because I'm using Safari and I should be using, that could be it. Maybe if I used not Safari but the other one, Chrome, that might fix the comments issue. So there was, where was I? So if they invite me back, I'm still not really converted to career. I heard one thing. I heard it was 2 years. It could take up to 2 years, but then I heard it could take longer because the type of office I'm in is such a small office that you don't really get auto converted. So I really have to transfer offices. Done share my Facebook group. Awesome. Thank you. I pressed the comment, but I don't want my cameras to start flipping around like crazy. So that's what happened there. And so I'm told on the 1st or the 15th, I have to go onto their portal. Let's see what time it is. Okay, I'm still good with time. I have to go onto their portal, and there's an area where I can switch it out, where I can put that what was it? It's called e-reassign, and it will transfer me to another post office, and there's a chance, and if I choose one that's larger, then they have to convert me after 2 years. But the problem with doing e-reassign, you got to be careful that you like where you're applying to, because once you get there through e-reassign, you're there. You can't switch for 18 months. They want to make sure you're not just hopping around forever, you know? So I don't know how strict they are on that 18-month rule. Maybe they might need you to go somewhere else sooner, but you can't elect to do it yourself. They'd have to say you're needed here. but then I guess you could also grieve it with the union. I'm not quite sure. It's so complicated. I am from the USA. I'm talking about a new job I got a little over a month ago. I started in a previous live stream. I accidentally said March. I really meant May. I joined mid to late May. My official hire date was May 18th, but I think I started May 21st because May 18th was a Saturday, I think, and then Monday they were gonna have me start Monday, but it was too far away from my home. So then they said, okay, we'll do it Tuesday. It's closer. So then I started Tuesday for orientation on May, I think, was that the 21st? So that's what happened. It's a new job for me. It's a little over a month now. It's the U.S. Postal Service, PSE, Public Support Employee. Basically, I run a tiny little post office that's open for 4 hours. I get there a little before they open, and I stay a little before they leave. Work 6 days a week, and looking for another post office that might need help in my area. But it's a bit complicated. If there's like 2 other post offices that I'm supposed to work with, but they're fully staffed. If I go to another post office, it has to be a dire emergency, otherwise it can get grieved with the union. So that's where I'm at. And also, depending what they need help with, if it's at the window, I'm still kind of learning it. Throw packages is a lot easier. Well, not throw, just sort packages rather. But sorting packages is easier. You don't need anyone could do that. But the window is a bit complicated. I was only trained on the manual office. The automatic office is called RSS. That has a better computer system. It's a point of sale POS system, which I wasn't really fully trained on. I looked at it a little bit, but I wasn't 100% trained on it, which I'm still not 100% on the manual since I only started a month ago, and training was neither here or there. But it was limited training. So basically, the post office, USPS, it's like a sink or swim mentality, which I'm kind of used to. That's kind of all my jobs were like that, sink or swim. It's basically, it's like, here's what you need to know. Okay, you're on your own. Good luck. Try and service the customer, make them feel happy. That type of thing. And it's like, there's no one right there I could ask other than if I pick up the phone and call somebody, because I'm by myself there. So which is, I don't mind that. I like that there's no one breathing down my neck 24/7. But my manager checks my scans at the throughout the day, make sure I'm scanning things from afar. And if there's a problem, then they'll call me. But that's basically what where I'm from and what I do for now. Before that, I worked in as a real estate salesperson in the city, New York City. But now I moved up north, 2 hours away, so I'm outside the city. What in the Philippines they call it the province. I need to drive to get anywhere. I can't just walk around like I was before. Now I got to drive. So I drive. I drive places. I drive to work. I drive to the store. Drive to get gas. Get to the supermarket. But that's basically what's going on. So, and to tell you the truth, yes, it would be nice to get another job for 4 hours or so, another post office. But if it's just sorting packages for 2 hours, it's almost not even worth it because you got to drive all the way, wear and tear on the car, gas, and it's only for 2 hours. It really doesn't make sense. If it's 4 hours, it makes sense. But 2 hours, it's like, yeah, they'll pay a little extra for the gas, but it becomes to a point where it's like, really? you're making me go all the way here and you're only paying me for 2 hours. It's a bit of a joke. So I'm not really pushing too hard on that, but I'm sure I'll start getting 4 hour gigs places. And then I'll be working more than 40 hours, which I really only want to work 40 hours, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So don't forget to follow, like, share, support the broadcast. I'm going to have to get ready. I work at a post office. Basically, it's a small post office. And I just started like a month ago. I had like 2 weeks of training and a few weeks of looking to see what they do. But there's just so many steps to learn. It's like, it's a lot of steps. You think it's easy. You think you just press a few buttons to help somebody with stamps. It's a lot. I sort first when I get this. The easy part is sorting the mail, putting it up. That part's easy. Then people come in with all sorts of different types of mail, and you got to measure it, you got to weigh it, you got to see how much the postage would be. Then after at the end of the night, you have to put all the sales done into a E1412, basically an accounting software, because it's a small post office. And because it's a small post office, you got to do the whole accounting. There's no POS, no point of sale. There's not, you got to tally everything up and put into this type of spreadsheet. No, not yet. One day I will. I need to make the money first. And work isn't going to give me a vacation so quick. One day. Problem with the Philippines, from where I am, it takes a full day to get there. One full day. So even if I get the 5 day break next year, it's going to take me one day to get there, one day to get back, or one day to get there, one day to get back. Then you only have 3 days, right? And heaven forbid the planes get delayed and you go another day. That's 6. So yeah, I'm all the way. I'm in New York. It's basically, I googled once what the when I was in New York City, which is 2 hours away. I googled what was the furthest point away from where I am in the world, and it was Perth, Australia. So somewhere in Australia, basically, or next to Australia is the furthest point away from where I am now. Which Australia, it's kind of like neighbors to the Philippines. It's like, I know you still have to take a plane or a ferry or something, but it's not too far. Oh, your sponsor is also working in post office. In what country though? Every country has post office, I think. You don't know? Of course you know. Emoji, emoji, emoji. Smiles. In what country does your sponsor work? In Philippines, U.S., Canada, Australia, India, Japan. Oh well. I guess we'll never know. Well, it's 11:43 a.m. here. I have to be working an hour. I want to clean this coffee cup so the critters don't get to it. And I have a critter problem here. That's another thing I got to work on. And then I might want to stop and get some water. Water. Brush my teeth again. So I'm going to have to head out and end this stream. I'll see you all guys very soon. Goodbye.